Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am back with two more non-phone work at home job leads that I would like to share with you. And we're going to talk about 13 best practice for beating the applicant tracking system, as well as I'm going to give you two websites where you can go and practice your typing skills. As you can see on my screen, my channel is all about non-phone work at home job leads. So if you are looking for a work from home job where you're not on the phone, you have landed in the right place. So let's go ahead and dive right into the job. We're going to be talking about the company Zotec. They're currently seeking client bill representative to work remotely. This is a full-time position. No degree is listed, nor no state high restriction is listed. You only need a high school diploma, and according to Glassdoor, the pay is between $15 and $19 an hour. So to give you information about what you'll be doing, as a client bill representative, you will be responsible for monitoring data entry of patient demographic and charges and reviewing accounts for additional information needed for monthly invoice billing. Very, very easy job, okay? Very easy job. Now, what you need to bring to the company is you need to be familiar with medical records. You need to have 1 to 2 years of medical billing knowledge required, proficient in Microsoft Office skills, and able to work in a team environment. So if this sounds like something that you're able to do, then go ahead and apply today by clicking here where it says apply for this job. Condon is still hiring. They're hiring for executive assistant to work from home. No degree is listed, nor no state high restriction listed, meaning as long as you're in the 50 states, you're eligible to apply for the position. And according to Glassdoor, the pay is between $17 and $20 an hour. So when we scroll down here to give you information about what you're going to be doing, is you're going to coordinate the activities of an administrative function area, a subpart of the organization. You're going to provide administrative support to executive officers, the CEO or president. You're going to manage details of highly confidential and critical nature, and you're going to comply with all policy and standards. Now, when you go up here a little bit further, this is what the job require is, again, require formal education and relevant expertise in a professional sales or technical area. And then also college or university degree is required. Leverage previous knowledge and expertise to achieve results. Okay, so now when I go here, I do take that back. I had said earlier, no degree, but again, it says college or university degree is required. There are some people that have applied for this position and they only had a high school diploma, but they had the experience and they were still able to get hired. So if you do have the experience, I suggest you to go ahead and apply anyway. So if you're interested in applying for this position, then all you need to do is click right here where it says apply, okay? Now, we're going to be talking about the applicant tracking system because once you go online and you fill out an application or you submit your resume, you trying to get your resume to pass the applicant tracking system in order to get it in the hands of hiring manager or recruiter. So I'm going to give you 13 best practices for beating the applicant tracking system. And for those who don't know, a lot of people don't know what an applicant tracking system. So I'm going to give you that information. An applicant tracking system is just basically a software that employees use to find the most qualified candidates for a role. That is basically what an applicant tracking system is, okay? So the system helps streamline the hiring process and remove resumes that do not meet the qualification. And an ATS is more likely to submit your application to the hiring manager for review if you have optimized your resume and cover letter for the job you're applying for, okay? So how do the applicant tracking system work? The applicant tracking system work by scanning your submitted resume and cover letter to find keywords that match the job post. I always say is that there are keywords in the job post. There are keywords in the job post. All you need to do is if you have the experience. If you don't have the experience, don't do it. If you have the experience with these job posts is asking for, you want to implement those keywords into your resume, and that is how your resume passes the applicant tracking system and get in the hand of hiring manager. Now we're going to go and talk about the best practice for getting your resume through an applicant tracking system, and there's 13. Now they're saying, I got this information on Indeed. In order to get your resume to pass the applicant tracking system, Only apply for jobs you qualify for. The easy way to make it through the applicant tracking system is to apply for jobs you qualify for as the ATS might otherwise reject your application. Okay, so that is one step, the easy way of getting through the applicant tracking system. Two, be selective about the jobs you're applying for at one company. Human resource professional and hiring manager can log into the applicant tracking system at any time to sort through the submitted resume. They can also see your application history, including how many active applications you have at the company. It is better to remain selective about the jobs you're applying for to show hiring manager how serious you are about the right position. So they're just saying, basically, at that company, just only apply for one job. Okay, that's what they're telling you that. Three, use relevant keywords. Look at the job post. That's what I was talking about. Look at the job post and use the same keywords in your application in a way that naturally highlights your experience and skills. Again, I repeat, I'm not saying to lie. If you don't have the experience, don't do it, because if you do it, what's going to happen if you say you know this software? They're going to give you an assessment test for it, and if you don't pass, they're going to know that you lie, and they're going to toss your resume and application out the door. So you only do this if you have the experience. Okay, consider looking up similar jobs to get ideas for other terms you can include that may be an interest of the applicant tracking system and hiring manager. Determine the most important keywords. Make a note of specific software, education, certification that a job posting mentioned. So again, you've heard that saying, is a job looking for a job. So basically what I would do, and I've done, is to print out the job post if you can. Print out the job post. And then you go in there, just take a yellow highlighter and just go in there and highlight the keywords. And then you go and you compare it to your resume. I have that on my job planner for job seekers. Make sure you download that. It's also under my YouTube description bar. But the keywords is very important in order to get past the applicant tracking system. Connect your keywords to your unique experience. The applicant tracking system is more likely to send your resume through if there are enough mention of certain keywords relevant to the position. But hiring manager wants to see how these keywords connect to real skills and experience in the workplace. Okay? Include a skills section. A lot of y'all may have your resume review, because I do job coaching and resume review and interview prep also. But it's going to be different people that's going to tell you different things. I'm telling you things what work for me, actually, that work for me. Okay, I'm not telling you things that I've read and studied. I'm telling you what I did to pass the applicant tracking system when I was looking for a work from home job, and sometimes I still do it and see if I can still pass the applicant tracking system, and I'm still able to pass the applicant tracking system. Just to let you know, like I said, years ago when I was applying for, not years ago, but I say probably about 2008. Okay, I was applying for a work from home job, and this hiring manager reached out to me because he knew that I was a dedicated person, and he sat me down and explained to me what you need to do, what I need to do to pass the applicant tracking system. He told me what I need to have on my resume, and one of them is a skills section. Okay, that's what you need to have, is a skills section. It's a chance to include relevant keywords in another location on your resume, especially for assets that didn't naturally fit into your work history section. Include a skills section with keywords makes it easier to scan your application for the terms the hiring manager is looking for. So basically, you want to have your objective first, then you want to have your skills section, then your work experience, and then your education. That is how I was told from hiring manager. They explained it to me. Now, when you go and talk to somebody else, they're going to tell you something totally different. But I'm telling you what worked for me. This is what worked for me. This is what helped my resume pass the applicant tracking system and get into the hiring manager hand. Okay, so that is what worked for me. Use basic language. It may be tempted to use section headers that are little less traditional, especially if you're applying for a credit role and want to show your personality, but using uncommon language on a resume can confuse an applicant tracking system. So you need to use basic language and terms that are easy to understand and mimic how you address your qualification during a virtual interview. Okay. So they're saying write out acronyms. Depending on an applicant tracking system, is may either search for written out phases, is more likely going to look for the long term or phases, but it's best practice to include both. For example, you could say something like experience in search engine optimization, SEO. So that is a keyword. That is a keyword if you're applying for different jobs. Okay. Um, they will say experience in search engine optimization. So that is the key, one of the keywords that you will want to implement it in your resume if you have the experience. Submit a tailored resume for each job. I keep saying this all the time. Okay, people pay a lot of money for resumes, for somebody to write their resume, but you don't realize that your resume has to tailor to each job that you're applying for. That is how your resume passed the applicant tracking system. And in my job coaching and resume review, I teach you how to do it. I teach you how to do it. It's really easy. Try to save you money because a lot of people pay $100 for a resume and they still can't get a job. So I'm teaching you how to do it. It's really simple. So, like I said, and like this say, even if two positions you're applying for are very similar, you should tailor your resume to each one. The job description are likely to verify from each other in some way, so you need to use any difference you found to make your resume more specific to each job. That is very important. Your resume has to tailor to each job that you're applying for. If you're applying for a data entry job, you need to have a resume that is specifically for that job. If you're applying for customer service, same thing. Executive assistant, same thing. Accounts payable, same thing. Chat job, same thing. So every resume has to be tailored to each job that you're applying for. That is how your resume passes the applicant tracking system. Keep your resume simple. You may want to create a resume with graphics and all of that. Just keep it simple. An interesting looking resume may be attracted to the hiring manager, but you need to make it past the applicant tracking system first. Okay? Use basic formatting. Consider using a basic font through your resume, such as I say Time New Romans. That's what I use in my resume. Okay? And then also instead of charts, use bullet points. You want to bullet points your work history. You want to put bullet point all of that. Okay, underline words to bring attention to something specific. Submit the right type of file because when you're online, they require that you to use a certain file. It can be you just have to read the direction once you fill out an application. They may have acceptable file types listed. Try to upload only PDF or documents. Although both are common, applicant tracking system typically found an easy to read doc resume. So consider using this file if you can. Now, when you fill out an application, it will tell you what kind of format that you need. Update your information online. Some applicant tracking systems do more than search the resume you submit. They may also search the web for your information to make sure it all matches. So keep your online profiles up to date to make your application more completely, and then include referrals in your application. Now, like I always say all the time, when you use somebody for a reference or a referral, make for sure you let them know. Don't just put their information there and when hiring manager or a recruiter call them and they're being smart with them, because unfortunately when that person is acting that way, they think you're going to be that way. And a lot of times people are not hired because of that. So when you use somebody as a reference, please notify them, let them know, okay? So referrals have always been an important part of getting a job. Hiring managers want to hear directly from someone who knows you and can vouch for your work ethic. So during an online application, there is often a section that asks if a current employee of the company has referred you to the role. If this is the case, remember to put your friend or colleague name here to increase your chance of making it through the applicant tracking system. So if you know somebody that works for the company and you put their name there, you can get through the applicant tracking system really, really fast. Also through referrals. If you know somebody that works for the company, they have referral links, and if you use their referral links, instead of going through all of this, you can submit your resume to the person that have referral links, and they can hand your resume right into the hiring manager's hand, and they'll call you in. Your resume don't have to, or your application never have to pass the applicant tracking system. So that is one of the good things about knowing somebody that's in the company and they have a referral link, because you don't have to go through the applicant tracking system. You just email them your resume and they hand it to a hiring manager. Okay. So again, this is 13 tips on how to pass and how to beat the applicant tracking system. Now I'm going to give you two websites where you can go and practice your typing skills, because this is one skills that they're not going to train you on. You have to know how to type, and this is very important because every job requires that you type something. Okay, every job post I have been posting, it requires you to type something. So this is free. All you need to do is go to typingtest.com. You can check your typing skills in a minute. You can choose how long you want to practice, whether it's 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute. You choose. Now, officialtypingtest.com. I love this one. I love the other one. But the great thing about this platform is that not only you can practice your typing test, but you can practice your 10 key test, which is data entry. You will receive a typing certificate as well as typing tips. So make for sure you go ahead and practice every single day, because being consistent will pay off. Okay, so I'm going to do a recap just in case you missed something. We went over two websites where you can go and practice your typing skills: officialtypingtest.com as well as typingtest.com. It is free. It's no charge to you. It is free. And we went over 13 best practice for beating the applicant tracking system, because that is the key to get in the job. That's one of the steps, okay, is to beat this applicant tracking system. So it is really easy to beat the applicant tracking system, okay? So make sure you go and read this on your own time and study it. And I gave you two non-phone work at home job leads. We talked about Condiant. They're currently hiring executive assistants to work remotely. No degree is listed. No degree is listed, nor no state hiring restrictions is listed. And according to Glassdoor, the pay is between $17 and $20 an hour. If you're interested in applying, make sure you go ahead and apply today, because these type of jobs don't last that long. So I'm just trying to give you an opportunity. Set your click on the bell, turn on the notification, so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos, so you will not miss out on these great non-phone work at home job leads. Zotec is currently hiring client bill representative to work remotely. This is a full-time position. No degree is listed on this job, nor no state hiring restriction is listed. It only requires you to have a high school diploma, and according to Glassdoor, the pay is between $15 and $19 an hour. It could be more depending on your experience. Now, if you're interested in applying for this position, all you need to do is click right here where it says apply for this job here. Now, I always talk about my channel. Real Work From Home Jobs with Thressa is all about non-phone work at home job leads. That is all you're going to find on my channel, is nothing but non-phone work at home job leads. So if you're looking for a work from home job where you're not on the phone, you have landed on the right channel. Make for sure you consider subscribing to my channel. Click on the bell to turn on all notifications, so when I upload new videos, when I go YouTube live, you will be notified, and that will give you plenty of opportunity to go ahead and apply for these positions. People are getting hired, and I would love for you to be the next one to get hired. If you would like to become a member of my YouTube channel, I would love to have you. All you need to do is click the join button, and there's a short video explaining the benefits of becoming a member of my YouTube channel. Shout out to everyone that's in my YouTube channel membership. I really, really appreciate you. I really appreciate the love and the support. There is people that have been with me from day one when I started my YouTube channel membership a year ago. So that was January 2021. So I really appreciate you so much. And don't forget to check out your community tab. That is where I engage with you. That is where when I upload new videos, I post it there. I give you encouragement words. make for sure you check out your community tab because I love to engage with you each and every day. Again, all links to every job that I discuss in this video will actually be under the video, which is called the YouTube description bar. All you need to do is click the show more, scroll all the way down until you see links to the jobs, and you can click on it, get more information about the job, as well as apply and submit your resume. Again, people are getting hired, and I would love for you to be the next one to get hired. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.